Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome to my hobby space. The materials that we're going to need are 3 40mm round bases, some old chain, some cork, strong crazy glue, this one's made from metal, some white glue, and maybe some pieces from GW, like these Marauder flails. On this first Soulsnare Shackles that I made, I used 3 pieces of old chain, and I crazy glued them together. And some of the joints were weak, so I put extra cork on those so it looks like they've ripped up the earth as they've come out of the ground. So the first thing I have to do is cut this chain into 3 fairly equal lengths. I've got a pair of strong clippers, and I'm going to do that now. Watch your eyes while you're doing this. No sense going to the hospital for some hobby related accident. So that gives us 1, 2, 3 lengths of chain. Before, you can also use spare bits if you've got them. These Marauder flails work well. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take some regular crazy glue and glue down my cork onto my base. I want it to look like these magic spell is really ripping up the ground. So I'm going to just put on a lot of cork, and I might tear it up a little bit. There you go. It's a pretty nice start. So we're just going to stop right there. And we're going to move on to the chains. For the chain, I want a different kind of crazy glue. But I got this other one that says it works better for metals. And it does, but just tiny bit better, not much better. If you look at this magic spell, some of the crazy glues didn't work great. So I ended up adding baking soda that strengthened the joint, and that's what it looks like after being primed. So it looks alright. This one I strengthened the joint by adding cork, so it looks like it's ripped up the soil as it's come out of the ground. I actually like the way that one came out. I like the way these flails also look. If you've got any extra skulls and bits laying around, add those to your base so it looks like some people have died. Okay, I used old chains, and I like the way it works, and I like the way it comes out, but it's really sticky messy. If you don't like sticky messy, you might want to just take these old Marauder flails and other GW pieces and use those. It's really not that hard. Just put a little bit of glue in the joint and pull the joints kind of tight. And just keep the pressure on for about 20 or 30 seconds. And just go one link at a time. The first few links are usually the stickiest. And part way through, if your finger sticks, when you try to get your finger off, you could loosen the whole set of links. Don't despair. It's all part of the hobby. Figure out what works and what doesn't. If anyone knows a good way to crazy glue or some other way to stick metal together, please let me know. I'd really love to know. The more places that the chain touches other pieces of the chain, the stronger your joint's going to be. You want good strong joints. When I'm all done, the whole thing's going to get a coating of PVA glue, which I know isn't the strongest stuff. It's not going to make it rock solid, but it might help just secure the joints a little bit. Uh-oh, see that? It's all stuck to my finger, and it's going to just, break the joint. Okay, so you test it, and then your test fails. Then you want to cheat, and we cheat. And what happens when we cheat? Not much happened. Now you don't have to use the baking soda. I'm just doing that because I'm trying to save time. So that's 1, 2, 3 chains. We're ready to move on. For this, we're going to put some crazy glue down first. Hold it down. We're just going to put a little bit of baking soda to hold it in place. So make a hole with a toothpick. Drop a bit of glue. And flayer's flail. I'm going to coat the whole thing in PVA glue. Let it sit for 24 hours. And then I'm going to come back and prime it. thanks for watching that video, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed making these Soulsnare Shackles. Games Workshop's Endless Spells are really fabulous models, but oftentimes all you need is one, or maybe two, maybe three. If that's the case, then you could look for them on eBay, but that's kind of a hassle. Or you could just try making them yourself. You've got nothing to lose, and it's really quite fun to make them. These Soulsnare Shackles were quite easy to make. This Night Haunt spell was a little more tricky. I had to melt some sprues and stuff, but it was really fun to make too. I learned a lot. And last year, I made this purple Son of Shaiish. It was a blast to make. What endless spells have you made? I'd love to hear. Please comment down below. If you've got any questions or comments of what I've done for this video, please put those down below too. I love getting them, and I always read them. Stay safe, keep enjoying the hobby, and I'll see you next time. And hit that notification bell too, so you don't miss out on any future videos.